Welcome to another episode of The Good
Game.
I told you we weren't doing that. The Pope puns on Facebook were enough, goddammit.
Shut up, I'm going through with it. Welcome to the Good Game Guys show, folks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nobody even warned me that was going to happen.
Neither did they. They didn't warn me. I just went with it, bro.
I figured it was just like self-aware at this point because we put out those Pope puns.
Right.
I missed that completely. I was not attentive to that happening.
Yeah, neither was I.
Well, yeah, we don't have the Pope here, folks.
Well, no shit.
We're too unholy for him.
Right?
Well, that we don't have the money.
Burst into flames just walking through the threshold of the place.
That's why I don't go to the mission here, man. I'm afraid that'll happen. That's legit shit right there.
Right?
Anyway, we here are your hosts. I currently am Dr.Captain.
Were you ever not Dr. Captain? I mean, you're currently Dr. Captain?
I could be someone else. Just wait for the voices to kick in.
Nah.
They might say something.
You're the only one hearing them, dude. I told you need to go and see a psychiatrist.
Or a priest.
They'll just prescribe me a drug.
Well, yeah.
Well, hopefully it won't cost $750.
Oh,
Hey.
snap.
Foreshadowing.
Hey, I'm Dick.
oh, there he goes. I guess it's time for me to introduce myself. I am the loud kid.
And I'm the NPC. See, it's not that hard to introduce yourselves, guys.
Says the guy who did it last.
With a shit-eating grin on his face, probably.
I'm looking at him right now. That's one shit-eating grin right there. Oh,
I'll
man.
German.
I could come up with a quip, but I don't have one right now, so fuck it.
Oh, man.
Ah, the staircase wit. It'll be when you're leaving that you're going to come up with the perfect thing to say.
Bursts in 3 days later, and another thing!
So, hey, Dag, we kind of missed you last week. Want to tell us what's been going on?
Dude, life has been, just uncool.
It's been life.
Yeah.
I know
So-
that feel.
Yeah, no, I just had to take the day off.
Yeah, cool. We got some new people here.
Oh, right on.
Welcome, new person. This is our show.
Right?
We usually have a slow start, but we do kind of pick it up pretty quickly.
We'll try not to disappoint you.
But we will.
And then
It'll
we'll
happen.
fail immediately.
Right.
No arguments for me.
See, right there, that's when the failure occurred. So, now that you guys have enjoyed the content of our show,
We've gotten that out of the way.
so, what's cracking?
Well, I figured we'd go ahead and let you kind of get into it. Like, just tell us how life has
I
sucked for you.
I don't want to get into it, man. I don't fucking want to talk about it.
Alright, well, let's have somebody else go. Maybe he'll fill up to it afterwards.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
man, like, I've had really nothing going on this week aside from pain, so it's just,
Pain.
Well, hopefully you're better now, at least, right?
Forever.
sorta. I mean, like, it hurts less, but it doesn't not hurt.
Yeah. Alright, Dan, how about you? How have you been this week?
Dag's been feeling pain. I've been on the train playing a lot of Disgaea again.
Again?
Yes, I've been getting sweet gains on that. Right now I'm trying to grind 5 different characters from level 70 to level 200 so I can unlock a class. So, lots of killing vampires there.
Grinding?
Other than that, I've been mostly watching stuff on games, and they did it. Games Workshop found a way by transitive property to get me hype again.
Oh, really now?
Got to see 30 minutes of gameplay from Warhammer Vermintide, and I did not expect that from a Warhammer fantasy game. Like, I'm pleasantly surprised.
I'm actually kind of surprised that it was so positively received by Total Biscuit.
Yeah, that's a big one. He's really picky about those PC games. I remember the biggest praise he gave to MGS5 and Mad Max were how well the PC ports were done.
How well optimized they were.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm surprised by how well optimized Metal Gear Solid 5 is.
Yeah, thanks, Fox Engine.
Right?
Too bad we'll never see you again.
Well, Konami still owns the rights to it. Maybe they'll use it for some sweet PC pachinko games.
Oh god, you joke. That's gonna fucking happen.
Well, who
Of course it's gonna happen.
I didn't say I was kidding. I did not ever say I was kidding about that.
Of course it's gonna happen.
Oh
We get some strange ass, like, right and winky face going on when you're pulling the lever.
Oh my goodness.
Do it for the memes.
When your game ends, the soldier screams out, "I feel asleep."
That's old school. Well done.
Yeah.
NES Metal Gear.
Well, yeah, they're not going to make any new games, so...
So yeah, for those who haven't seen the 30-minute video, the best way I can describe Vermintide is it's a medieval version of Left 4 Dead with 5 different playable classes, a focus on melee combat rather than shooting, and a loot system that gives you something to keep playing for.
Right?
Is one of the classes a magic user of some sort?
Yeah, there's
Yeah, dude, the Bright Wizard.
yeah, the bright.
I'm not familiar with this game at all, so I didn't know.
Yeah, there's a bright wizard who has they have a crossbow or a sword, I forget, and their main weapon
The
was
Bright
the
Wizard
flame
has
stick.
a staff, which is going to be their main ranged weapon that they're shooting fireballs out of, or, you know, pulling the globe out of and tossing it more like a grenade.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Huh.
They've also got a sword for when they get engaged in melee. The interesting mechanic to the Bright Wizard that I like that they carried on from Fantasy is he's got this this thing called Overcharge, which basically means if you use too much of the the Bright Wizard's power, it gets stronger over time until he explodes.
Okay.
You can
Yeah.
literally go into overcharge and kill yourself.
That kind of reminds me of the hypercharge mechanic from Prime 3, where it was basically you
Oh,
as
right.
long as you keep hitting stuff, the bar goes up, but and you can stay in the overpowered mode longer. But if the bar fills up completely, you die.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
It's basically like a kill streak mechanic that you have to be skilled at to use.
Well, you gotta keep it balanced. Like, you gotta stop killing things for a second, or like put the staff away and go into melee and just, you know,
Yeah.
let the fire leave you.
Yeah, honestly, the character I kind of want to try the most so far is the Sigmarite soldier. It's 'cause the one with the two-handed warhammer and the musket.
I actually want to play the Bright Wizard.
Yeah, Bright Wizard sounds super fun. So does the Witch Hunter.
I'm guessing that's going to be the equivalent of an Inquisitor.
Yeah, Witch Hunter it wields a pistol and a saber.
That's my character right there.
Yeah, with a pistol and a saber as a main. Like, they have a special attack that lets them pull out 2 pistols and basically spray and pray with them.
Right on, I'm there, dude.
Well, I wonder, given that this is a Warhammer property, I wonder if friendly fire is a thing.
Yeah.
Probably.
From the video, I don't think there was... Considering it's melee focused and I didn't see much of it in the video, I don't think there's friendly fire. Unless it's something you can enable.
Fifth Wing is asking what game we're talking about.
It says Warhammer End Times Vermintide.
You can find it on the Steam front page, I think, right now. It just got released.
The beta is going on right now for certain for certain users, and the game itself launches the end of October.
Okay, my bad then.
So yeah, maybe I can pull something together for that. Could be something. It could be something fun to stream. You got a 4-man party or something.
We could try and stream it on everyone's screen, basically.
No, there is no way that I could stream it and play it at the same time. Like, I looked up the minimum specs, and my currently a toaster of a laptop will barely be able to run it.
That I just remembered something that it came out recently that you could play and stream at the same time, and I would be interested in doing that. Yes.
What?
Yeah,
Undertale is fucking awesome.
You know, one of my friends told me that it was a great game, but I didn't look into it.
It's sort of an old schoolish RPG, but like every choice that you make influences the main character and also the game's meta ways of fucking with you.
It's interesting.
So,
yeah, like you can run through the game and kill everything, and your character will basically just become a soulless murder machine, and the way they comment on things will be reflected as such, and the way the NPCs interact with you will change in that fashion too. Or you can go through and basically like avoid fights and just talk to people, and you'll stay really weak the entire game. It'll be really hard at higher levels, but things will go vastly differently.
Yeah, what I've seen that's amazing about it though is that even if you start a new playthrough, if you shut off the game, even if you reset because you messed up,
because saving is a story mechanic.
It's like even if you're playing the game over again or you've turned it off, the game will still remember what you did in your last playthrough.
Yeah, unless you completely delete the data from your computer, basically the game remembers everything that you've done on your previous playthroughs and your previous runs, even outside of, like, say you're at you saved at a save point, you go do something, oh, I decided I don't want to do that, that's bad. You reset from that previous save point, it'll remember that you went and redid that action.
Huh.
And some NPCs in the game will recognize this.
Interesting.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a good game. It's getting a lot of praise. I watched a video, apparently Jim Sterling saying it's in the running for his game of the year. So it's definitely worth a playthrough for those who...
Jason, you need to get that so we can stream it.
For those who have $10 and the time to spare.
Yeah. I don't have $10 if I want to buy more Disgaea games and Vermintide.
Murdertide.
Shit, I'm already putting money aside from Fallout 4.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a thing.
Right, like Fallout 4 is a definite thing. My basic plan here is once I'm finished with streaming on Metal Gear Solid 5, which I'm going to pick up in another few days, like once my hand feels better.
Right.
I'm going to try and finish up Metal Gear Solid 5, and then I was going to do Planescape Torment. Because that is pretty much Black Isle's magnum opus. It is the best game that Black Isle produced, and I am including Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 in that arena. It's so interesting.
It's funny. In hindsight, I find it kind of weird. Like, one of the Black Isle games that I had the most experience with was Icewind Dale 2. Then I go online and hear people talking about it. Apparently, it's one of the worst things they've ever done. But I thought it was an amazing game. Maybe I missed something, or maybe I'm dumb.
I'm dumb.
Maybe the bar was just that high for Black Isle.
Well, yeah. Did you play Planescape?
No, I have not.
Nope.
Go play Planescape. See you in 2 weeks.
Oh man. So I guess that's definitely a long explanation on what Dan's been up to.
That's okay. We don't have many stories tonight, so.
All right, River. How about you? You want to talk about what you've been up to?
Same old, same old. My slow start class finally started, so now I have less time to do things. And one of my friends for my birthday gave me his copy of Shin Megami Tensei 4, so I started playing that. That game is ridiculously unforgiving and kind of unbalanced. Like every fight, there's a chance that you could fuck up massively and just die.
Yeah,
and then the flip side is also true, where you can potentially have momentum and just wipe out the enemies before they do anything.
Yeah, it sounds like Shin Megami Tensei, all right.
To be fair, that sounds like anything Atlas has ever done ever.
Yeah, I'm really not liking it. I mean, I've been able.
I messed up. I don't know how to draw a star. This person just died.
Yeah, I've been able to. I've been able to grind out some stats, but like it's still a very precarious game, I would say. I don't like that feeling. I'm gonna play it anyways because I'm kind of curious about where the story goes.
I wonder if any of our fans have experience with Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh, you know Sheo's got to be the one that's played it.
I've heard the stories that one particular enemy in one of the games who, under certain parameters, like if you don't fight him right, he can activate an ability that ends up giving him infinite turns.
Oh, yeah. And then that's the other thing. There's like the mechanic that's integral to actually playing the game, which is recruiting demons to your side. Like all the enemies are called demons.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking like it's really luck based. It's really RNG. Luck is actually an important skill, because you need to be able to successfully talk to the demons and convince them to be your allies. But like even if you reset, like sometimes like giving the same answer to questions they ask will end up in completely different results. And sometimes they'll just end up taking stuff from you, even if you try and like cheat your way out of it or just refuse outright, and they'll either end up attacking you regardless, or they'll just end up leaving after taking your stuff. Just be like, oh, that was neat, thanks, bye, instead of becoming your ally. But you need to recruit demons and like fuse them together to get better abilities and to have a balanced team. I don't understand why people like this mechanic so much, but that's just me.
Hey, just be glad you're not playing Persona, which, from what I understand, is just a glorified
Well, see, that's the
sim.
thing is, I went into it prepared for something like Persona, where I was expecting to be like metagamed on every decision. I had to be told by my friend, no, it's okay, you don't have to worry about that as much. I'm like, if it was like that, I wouldn't be playing it at all, because it's like, okay, not only is the combat shit, but holy shit.
Everything else.
Everything else is just micromanaged. God damn, no, fuck that. At least I can sort of play this like a standard RPG now, and I stopped caring about the combat as much. But, it's decently fun. Aside from the terrible balance issues.
Okay.
You just need to get good.
Yeah, apparently I just need to get good. Like, but I can't build the character that I want to build. I have to build the character that the situation requires.
Right.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I mean, I'm still having fun playing it, but like I want to be able to like pick the stats that I want and be able to play through in that fashion. That would be what I consider a merit of good game design, is being able to play how you want to play.
Yeah, but it likes you, according to what Fifth Wing is saying.
I don't know about that.
Oh man, so
there was one demon that I didn't have a problem getting over to my side, and that was because it was like some old man chicken thing, and I was just like, okay, it's an old man, I'm a young person, I have to respect my elders, and I basically just went at it as if I was talking to a cranky old man who could kill me at any second, and it worked.
Oh man.
But everything else is sort of just like they follow some basic ideas for how to deal with them, but it's mostly RNG.
So is that pretty much what you've been up to this week?
Yeah, plus everything else that I normally do. You know, Pathfinder, mobile games.
Right. So I guess it's my turn. Really, I haven't really had much new going on within gaming, but I've had a bunch of interesting stuff happen in my life. I kind of forgot to get into this last week, but I actually had like one of those sort of phishing scams call me.
What?
Yeah. So
Huh?
what wound up happening was this guy like called the house phone and tried to pose
We've
himself off.
detected a virus coming from your computer.
There you go.
Yep.
This
Oh, man.
Microsoft support. We need you to
right.
download program to fix virus.
He's Russian now?
I don't fucking care.
What accent did he actually have when he called you?
Kind of like, sort of Hindi. That's the right word. Yeah, Indian. But yeah, he definitely kind of had that accent going on for him, and it was funny too because like, I spent my fair share watching a bunch of troll videos, right? So I kind of figured, oh shit, this is like one of those Twitch support videos. If anybody here knows about those videos.
I'm going to need you to delete System 32.
Yeah, something like that. Where like these guys will
They do
pretty
it in
much
the middle of the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great. You're gonna have to microwave your mom's computer, but first butter it up.
Holy
It'll
shit.
recharge the battery with the electrolytes.
Yeah, this is some actual next level trolling shit right here, folks.
I can't believe they went through with that. Like, I would have hated myself halfway through. It's impressive the dedication they have to fucking with someone.
So yeah, I've got my experience with that stuff. So I was kind of like seeing through it. I'm going like, why the fuck would Microsoft even call me? So I had an interesting moment when I demanded to talk to the dude's manager, and this is pretty much a word for word recreation. So like, I want to talk to your manager. Okay. The phone shuffles for a bit, and you hear him like just trying to figure out what the fuck to do because I completely caught this dude off guard.
Lol.
And it's like that for a couple seconds, and he picks up the phone again. He's all like, my manager doesn't want to talk to you. Bye.
What?
Right.
Huh?
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir?
Oh, man. I'm more disappointed in myself. I didn't, fuck this guy further.
I'm surprised you didn't ask him to just hold and put the phone down and go on with your life. Remember, every minute a scammer or a telemarketer is spending on hold is another minute they're not getting anybody else.
Yeah. Oh, fucking A. So, that wound up happening. And, shit, do I even want to get into the whole Pope situation? Like, we were joking about it on Facebook,
Pope?
but there actually was...
I don't know what's going on with that. Tell me.
Okay, so... here I live by one of the missions of California. History lesson to folks that don't know. The missions were basically set up by the Catholics to, spread the word of God to the Native Americans.
And educate them somewhat.
Somewhat.
At least in the European Manifest Destiny version of education.
Yeah. And, what was it? A couple days ago, the Pope decided to go ahead and canonize the founder of the missions.
Basically one of the main people responsible for the whole expansion of the missions here in
Right,
California.
Father Sarah. I don't know his first name, I just recognize him by Father Sarah.
Junipero. The street is named after him, dude.
Oh,
Gesundheit.
Junipero?
Yeah.
Junipero? I don't know how you pronounce that.
Anyway, so yeah, like I said, the Pope decided to go ahead and canonize him, right? And I was just coming home and I started hearing about this on the
I
radio.
didn't even know that was what the road was named after.
And apparently, well, for obvious reasons, Native Americans aren't necessarily happy about this.
Well, of course not.
Which I totally get. But funny enough, I take the route back home and I actually drive by the mission, and I see a little mini protest going on just outside of it.
Of course.
Like people holding up signs of like, dead Native Americans, trying to get the shock imagery out there, saying like...
Of course. Of course.
But the thing that really just made me laugh as I was watching like CBS News vans just like huddle around these people, I didn't see a single Native American in them.
It was all white people?
Yeah, it was all white people. Some of them were even college students.
Okay, well, the college students I can understand.
Right.
Giant liberals.
I don't know if I want to understand it, but yeah, that was pretty much all it was. Like, I was even driving home too, like, I'm going like, my 15% Native American trumps those people. Like, what the fuck are they even doing there,
Don't know.
So yeah, that's
Pretty ludicrous. Like,
Yeah. It's a bit weird.
I'm pretty sure the Native Americans don't really need white people to be attempting to stand up for them. Like, it's too little, too late.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they have the casinos.
We remember smallpox.
Oh, let's not get into that.
Okay, that's the fun of PC culture, though. A bunch of rich white people getting offended on behalf of everybody else
Yeah.
Right.
because of years of guilt.
Social justice warriors.
Oh, dude, are you PC, bro?
UPC?
Oh, PC UMass.
You saw that episode.
Yeah, I've been watching South Park this season because it's amusing as hell. They're really not pulling any punches.
I have not seen any of the new episodes. I'm a plebe.
Like, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of happy why they made fun of Caitlyn Jenner.
I just love the random, like, tongue hanging out and the running over several people in the car.
that part just made that part had me on the floor laughing. It's the best.
It's like, my side's kind of hurt from this. This is what South Park should be. What happened? Like, the last few years, South Park has just been kind of meh.
Yeah.
But, like, this season, like, if you stopped watching South Park for any reason, start watching it again. Like, they stopped pulling punches.
They served refreshments, and then I checked your friend Kyle's privilege.
Oh man. And the last thing I guess I kind of want to get into is I learned how very difficult it is to try and get YouTube annotations up for different links that aren't related to your YouTube channel. I tried, folks.
It couldn't be as hard as you're making it out to be.
You know, the methods I
People
found...
put all sorts of random annotations up on videos, like links or not.
The methods I found were to the contrary, because they were telling me that I have to open up some sort of a script, because you have to use like Google Web Tools or whatever to verify that you own a website. And what I'm basically trying to do...
We'll look more into that.
Yeah, like I'm... God, my head hurt just trying to figure that out, so... Fuck annotations for now. You guys see the links of where you can find our social media outlets on the...
Keep filling out the video descriptions when you upload episodes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
So, yeah, that's kind of been my week. Like, most game-wise, been all a bit of the same. Playing more Metal Gear, kind of getting to the story. I'm kind of waiting for Deg to catch up so we can have a argument about a character, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a complete opposite stance on the character. I got a good feeling about it.
Well, I mean, I know what character you're talking about because you asked me what I thought about him previously.
Sure.
And I'm up to story mission like 31, 32.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, like, I don't really want to spoil it for the audience, though. We'll have to have that conversation some other time.
Either off-air or maybe on-air, like after maybe 1 or 2 more weeks, because at that point, you know what? If you didn't have the game, it's your damn fault.
Right.
So, with that said, why don't we go ahead and start moseying ourselves into the news that we have here.
News?
News?
Who cares
Yeah.
about news?
There's no news.
Pretty much. Like, it's been another bottom-of-the-barrel kind of a day.
This
A week,
is all
rather.
just like, we're not at TwitchCon, so here's what we have to do.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of. That and it's either been that or minor updates on shit we've talked about already, but not enough to need to bring up this. Like, oh, more minute details about the Battlefront beta.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
Hey, Doug, you
My
gonna
new
go...
details about Star Wars Battlefront.
Hey, Doug, you want to download that beta and give it a shot when it comes out?
Which beta?
The Star Wars Battlefront?
No.
Alright, you're lost.
So I'm guarantee you I'm not losing shit. I will plug in my old Xbox, just play the original, and have a better time.
It's like, I have the second
So
one
true.
on
Things
PC.
to do.
I have the second one on PC, bro.
You, bro. PC2, bro?
If PC's so good, how come there's no PC too?
What?
Consoles rule.
My brain hurts. How could you do this to me? I hate it.
Let's get on to what we have.
I'll light your ass on fire while you're sleeping.
So, our first story that we have here actually kind of deals back with the old Donkey Kong arcade game, because the world record got beaten again.
Not once.
Didn't just get
Yeah,
beaten.
that's fine, but then it just got beaten again.
Immediately afterwards.
Pretty
Right,
much.
like 6 hours afterwards.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure that's
man.
about how much time it takes to get to that point in the game, probably.
Like, one guy held the record for a year. Another guy took it from him, which didn't even get verified before another entry came in that was verified. Nope, still awaiting verification, but yeah, they don't really need to even bother verifying the first one if the second one checks out.
Pretty much.
You know, this kind of reminds me of that old documentary of King of Kong. Like, have you guys actually watched that yet?
I've seen it.
No,
Really, Doug? You didn't see it?
No.
Huh.
never seen it.
No, yeah, like, the documentary was just
It was
basically...
pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it was about, like, kind of giving you a bit of an insight when it came down to a lot of the old arcade games, as well as, like, the old record holders, Billy Mitchell.
Yeah.
Garrett Bobby Ferguson.
Right.
Steve Weib. I don't know how you pronounce
Mitchell.
that.
Yeah, he was the original Pac-Man record holder. Up until, like, they had some kind of huge gathering of all the world records, or the record holders for different arcade games. And what initially wound up happening was he went up to the person that had the Donkey Kong record and just flat out said, "Bullshit." And just straight up challenged him right there on the spot, and then got the world record himself.
Alright.
And I don't know, like, I've always just kind of viewed Billy Mitchell as an antagonist, and the reason why I wanted to bring him up, because I'm pretty sure we're going to see his name pop up taking the record again for, you know, Donkey Kong.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, what I think is
To
impressive.
think that that's the thing that these people are living
Famous
their
for.
lives for.
Well, no, it's not. Like, Billy Mitchell has his own business. Doesn't he, like, sell hot sauce or something?
Yeah, he's got a bar down in Florida, I think.
Oh.
Like, yeah, that's brought up in the King of Kong.
Yeah, like, he definitely
Movie.
does, like, have a hot sauce brand out there.
Or
What-
barbecue
what
sauce or
brand?
something. I don't
You
fucking
know
know.
what? I think I have his wiki up.
Oh, Wiki. Okay. Bastion of truth on the internet. Wikipedia. Let us donate money to you. Oh, wait. No. Stop begging. That was an accident. I didn't mean to.
What?
Wiki. I swear.
Oh, okay,
he's
so...
the goddamn Loch Ness Monster again.
So yeah, the hot sauce he owns is named after the restaurant itself, called Ricky's World Famous Sauces,
Huh.
based in Hollywood, Florida.
Never heard of him.
Hollywood,
Not that
Florida.
world-famous. Yeah. There's a Hollywood in Florida.
There's a Hollywood
Just like
everywhere,
there's
man.
a Paris and a Venice in California.
Except we spell Paris wrong.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but that's was because this is America.
Fuck yeah.
We can spell it however we want.
We got our faces so far up our own asses because we're Californian.
God, I'm just waiting for...
No, you got to do that with a Valley Girl voice if you're talking about California.
Like, oh my god, River, you have got to hear this.
Yeah, I guess
No,
there's.
I don't want to do that anymore.
I know it makes you feel disgusting, doesn't it?
It hurts my soul.
You guys having fun there?
Never. I hate fun. Fun is for the weak.
Fun's bullshit. How could you?
What a true virgin.
Fun is for assholes.
What I think is kind of interesting out of this is that
Wait, did River just come out of the closet?
Yes, he did.
As an asshole? Well, that's pretty much been self-proclaimed my entire existence.
Anyway, Dan, go ahead.
I just thought it's interesting that yes, Wes Copeland, the guy who got the score before it was beaten 6 hours later, apparently he was the first gamer to achieve 1.1 million points in Donkey Kong on his first life.
All
Wow.
So
No
that I
deaths.
guess that's his consolation in terms of gaming history. So he
Well,
scored
sure.
that much. He scored over 1 million points in Donkey Kong without losing a life.
I've always wondered how you actually continue to rack up the score in Donkey Kong. Like, do you just continuously jump over the barrels? before you complete the level.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Well, that's another one. That, and you do keep in mind that the game pretty much loops
Yeah.
nearly endlessly.
Yeah, but there's a certain point
There's
at the
a kill
game where there's
screen.
the kill screen.
There's a kill screen. So basically, yeah, it's mostly jumping over barrels, making sure that you economically use the hammers to destroy as many barrels as possible.
Maintaining time bonus.
Yeah, maintain the time bonus, and basically just maximize the points as much as possible on every level as you play through.
Huh.
Because the game never ends until you get to the kill screen, and then once you hit to the kill, it's basically your score at the time of transferring over to the kill screen is labeled as the top score.
Really?
Anyway.
This is what we're doing now? Donkey Kong? Really?
What are you talking about?
This is ongoing.
Yeah. This is old school, Dag.
More Donkey Kong. Didn't we get enough of that like 20 years ago?
Apparently not.
Alrighty. But in all seriousness, Dag, I mean, if you ever get the chance and you're up for a documentary, you should check out King of Kong, because it is a pretty good movie, and it does... It's interesting seeing the battle between Billy and Steve, especially since Billy definitely has made himself portrayed as the villain of the movie.
Okay. Even though it's a documentary?
Yeah.
No, Billy's an asshole.
Oh, well, okay.
He really is.
Wouldn't you be? You're living your whole life to top score Donkey Kong.
Like, he found almost every excuse possible to prevent Steve from being recognized as the record holder.
Like, it really feels like that episode of South Park with the world's largest shit. Because he said, like, after the one dude beats it, then, like, Billy sends in a videotape of him beating it, but it can't really be verified in person, sort of a thing.
Right.
It's strikingly similar.
It really is, come to think of it.
Billy is the Bono.
Wow. Alright.
Oh, man. So, let's go ahead and get on to our next stuff, which is basically going to be a decent chunk of Resident Evil talk.
Oh boy, it's your favorite!
Right.
I don't know if it's my favorite now.
Why do I keep doing this?
You subsist off of nothing but Resident Evil news, Jason, don't lie.
Not this news.
Oh.
Well,
is it
maybe
bad?
maybe the first one a little bit, but the next one that we have, where the first one that we have here is just basically with the whole Resident Evil 0 remake. They're actually going to try and design that more around for a modern audience, which...
Was that the one that was on GameCube, the co-op one?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't recall it actually being co-op.
It wasn't co-op?
Not
It
that
was
I
more
recall.
of a tag co-op
Oh,
system.
okay.
You had to utilize 2 characters.
Gotcha.
A lot of people consider that a fault, to be honest.
Yeah.
If they introduce co-op into it, that would be way awesome.
I could see that. Like, I've gone through this article, though, and I'm still kind of confused at the notion of how the fuck you modernize, like, the original Resident Evil series.
Well, the
Remove
easiest-
the tank controls.
Yeah, that's the easiest
That's
way
step
to do
one.
it.
Update the art.
They
Eh.
did it with the Resident Evil 1 HD remake. They made a mode that lets you play without tank controls.
They did?
Yeah?
It just wouldn't be the same, though.
I don't
Like, if
remember
you're having
that.
the
Was on the GameCube remake version.
No, the HD remake they did this year.
The one that
Oh.
came out earlier? Like,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. It's the thing that I had never heard of before because I don't really care that much. Gotcha. Because I tried playing the one on the GameCube. That was the remake of the first one, and I couldn't.
You couldn't handle the tank controls?
It's fucking impossible. I don't understand how people play that game.
Yeah, based on what the
It's not intuitive at all.
it's not supposed to be.
based on what the producer's been saying about the game, it seems to be the what's probably going to be the biggest change is they want to step away from the classic Resident Evil style, having the fixed camera and the tank controls that go with it. Basically, allow
the
for,
camera. I wouldn't have cared as much if there was no tank controls.
Yeah, they basically
Camera's
want to
fine.
contain the same horror elements within a game that has modern 3D controls and a controllable camera.
See, the controllable camera I would actually disagree with, considering the series. Like, you want the jump scares and the suspense and seeing things from different angles.
Well, it's something they're looking into, but one of the things they're probably going to do away with is having a fixed camera. But mostly to attract the new age of fans, they're going to introduce another easier difficulty to the game.
Oh, wow.
So the standard difficulties from the original are going to stay pretty much intact, but they're going to have an easier mode for players.
Standard difficulty should have the tank controls.
Yeah, again, if it's like the Resident Evil 1 HD remake, they're going to have an option that lets you turn that on or off.
Yeah.
That's what easy mode is.
No. No, easy mode, isn't that like Resident Evil 6?
Tank controls is what made the series of games Nintendo hard. Almost.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'll wait until they have something to show for the game before
I think Fifth Wing hit it on the head right there. Because new gamers just suck at games.
Yeah, I mean, we have countless YouTube channels proving such.
Kids these days.
So, moving on to the next bit of Resident Evil news, which is probably more of the I'm not really happy to hear this. So, do you guys remember Umbrella Chronicles, right?
Umbrella Chronicles?
Oh, no, not Umbrella Chronicles. I'm sorry, that's a different title. Operation Raccoon City.
Oh.
We try not to.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, the next Resident Evil title that is a continuation of the story is going to be a game that's like that, and they're making it canon this time around. Supposedly, that's their big shock and awe for the whole, like, thing.
Umbrella Corps.
Is it going to have a single player?
Nope. Not at all.
It's
How in the fuck is a multiplayer only experience expected to be canon story-wise? That does what?
Co-op missions, probably.
No, it's strictly an online multiplayer shooter.
Bro.
And it's going to be canon to the Resident Evil series.
That doesn't make any sense.
After Resident Evil 6. They're saying it's not a what-if scenario or anything. It takes place, like, basically they're teasing that you play as one of multiple mercenary corps being hired by these companies that want to take over for Umbrella after they leave their political vacuum.
So, and it even says at the bottom of the story, so while the game is canon, it shouldn't affect the overall timeline much. So it's basically, this is a series of fights that these companies had with each other that's going to end in some specific fashion that you won't get to see in this game.
Yeah, the plot's basically Team Fortress 2, except without any of the charm.
Oh, if anything, I get the feeling the plot's going to be more like Lost Planet 2.
But it's like, I don't know, how is my comparison bad? It's corporations hiring mercenaries to fight over stuff.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just getting into my hatred of Lost Planet 2 there for a second. Because that's exactly why I fucking hated it.
I sure hope this doesn't become the norm for first-person shooters.
It kind of is. Like, we just posted up something on Facebook about them doing this for, what was it? The new Black Ops game?
Well, that's a different case, because they're only doing it for the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions, because the games are getting so big and so updated that the old discs can't handle it.
And they can't use these little plastic cases that carry more than one disc. We can't go back to multi-disc on fucking the older DVDs.
No, they'd rather just cut the price by $10 and leave out the campaign mode.
Yep. The weird thing about this to me is that they're specifically mentioning this as canon, and I'm like, okay, but it doesn't.
How is this canon?
It doesn't really matter.
There's no story to have, like,
unless they're gonna have like online events, like related, like timed things that people can participate in. But like that's still not gonna matter if the story's already set in stone. I don't know. It's
maybe
fucking
they're
weird.
coming up with an excuse to bring Umbrella back for Resident Evil 7.
I thought that was the whole point of Resident Evil 6, though, was that whole Neo Umbrella Corp. But then again, that was more like a terrorist organization, so,
I'm just wondering when Wesker's gonna take over his son's body.
That's how they got to bring Resident Evil 7 back. Is they got to bring Wesker.
To give it the Metal Gear treatment?
Pretty much. Or you know something that I kind of
that's
agree
where
with.
it's headed.
Hang on though. You want to know something that I think would totally be off the cuff and would probably work just as well, and I agree with Two Best Friends on this one. Do you remember Code Veronica?
I try not to.
Do you remember fuck, what was the character's name? Ashford?
Sounds familiar.
The very like pompous guy with the sniper rifle that kept trying to shoot Clara?
Right.
Was he the buff dude?
No, he wasn't the buff dude.
Oh,
He
I
was.
don't know any of the characters.
I'll bring up a picture for you after the show. But dude, they should totally turn him into the main villain.
Like grafting Wesker's lava-burned arm onto him.
Yep.
With nanotubes, right?
No, it's a virus,
Oh yeah, that's their
which somehow survives lava.
Right, somehow.
So I forgot. Metal Gear Solid's MacGuffin is nanomachines. Resident Evil's nanomachines are viruses.
Oh god, you just make me realize they're gonna actually do a Revengeance Resident Evil style.
Of course.
We're gonna see it happen.
And it'll play like Prototype.
With tank controls.
With tank controls.
I'd play Resident Evil Revengeance if it was about the buff as fuck Chris Redfield, like the one from Resident Evil 5, but with the Marvel vs. Capcom moveset.
Oh,
my
I'd play
goodness.
that.
It's got the ridiculous explosions and heavy weapons all over the place.
I'd play the shit out of that.
Just go full ham with it.
I still think I'm more upset about Federation Force being canon than you are about this being canon.
Probably.
Considering this doesn't seem like it's going to affect the Resident Evil storyline all that
Well,
much.
yeah, and I still have my, optimism about it. Like, maybe it won't suck. Federation Force, like, shit, that's guaranteed to suck right there.
Maybe
Kinda.
it won't be Operation Raccoon City, but at the same time, maybe it'll be worse.
Ugh, God.
Maybe it'll be Umbrella Corps.
Ugh. Anyway, moving right along.
Jokes!
Since we're bringing up our cynical natures,
Right?
I gotta admit, I didn't really see this happening.
I
What's
did.
up?
Well, okay, so were you with us when we talked about how there's cut content within Metal Gear?
You mean last week?
Yeah.
I wasn't here last week.
Well, have you
Oh,
heard
yeah, huh.
anything about that?
Did
But
you forget I
no,
wasn't here
but no,
last
no, but
Were
no,
you here
seriously.
when you weren't here last week?
week? Well, I might have been,
Were you here
a
spiritually?
child.
Like-
What do you want me to tell you?
5 years from now, did you travel back into the past to be here?
I don't know, did I?
No, seriously.
No, but you would.
Have you heard anything about the reports on Metal Gear Solid 5 having cut content?
No, I haven't actually.
Yeah, basically, people crunched into the game's code and found a bunch of missing sections.
A complete
of
chapter was
stuff.
removed.
Like, yeah, like there was almost a complete chapter that was
Completely
missing.
different ending cutscene found.
Yeah.
Actually complete.
Like a true
Well,
ending sort of a
there's
thing.
there are no missions completed.
I
but
have yet to experience the ending.
Okay. So we'll leave it there.
Apparently
There's
it's
cut
kind of
content.
lackluster.
Alright.
Now, the thing that we have right here is talking about how that cut content, which I originally had a feeling was going to be DLC.
I was of the mind that it might be DLC, but it was probably just because Konami rushed them to
Yeah.
finish the game. So
But
they had to cut shit out.
so far from
Right.
reports, it looks like that's not going to be the case. Anytime soon, I should say.
What is this about revisiting Camp Omega? I haven't played the game. What the hell is Camp Omega?
So there's no Camp Omega. Kojima, this I have heard about. Kojima was making some big promises about being able to import your save data into Metal Gear Solid 5 from Ground Zeroes.
And that never happened.
Well, you're able to import your data. You're able to get some dudes in the beginning that are okay at Mother Base. Like, they're not great, but they're okay.
Gotcha.
And he was saying that you would be able to go back to Camp Omega, check out stuff there, and there was going to be like a cool new feature which has never been done before. And then, of course, the whole Kojima Konami fallout occurred.
And that got shoved under the rug.
Pretty much. Like, I'm guessing the argument had to do with, like, Kojima wanting to delay the game to make sure that things were done,
Yeah.
and Konami saying, fuck yourself with a rake, you're fired.
You know, that's stuff that Nintendo does.
Yeah. You know? So, like, the whole splitting of Kojima and Konami are making a little bit more sense. Like, it's not that he promised shit that he didn't deliver on. I mean, he's no longer with the company. It's not like he's...
He promised shit, and then his circumstances were changed, and so he was not able to deliver on them.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Konami altered the deal.
Exactly.
So that's definitely some of the shitty
Fuck
side of
Konami.
it all.
At
Yeah,
least we're
fuck
getting horse
Konami.
DLC. Freaking horse armor.
Oh
What?
god, yeah, that's right.
Huh?
Yep,
Yeah.
horse armor confirmed for Metal Gear Solid 5.
What do you mean force armor?
Horse armor.
Oh, horse armor? Like armor for your horse?
You
Yep.
know, like that to meet him.
That to be honest makes sense.
It's fucking actually in the game, though. It's not DLC. It's, like...
What?
No, see, you're...
buddies you get to upgrade and create gear for them when
Wait,
you
Hold
get
on.
This isn't like tactical armor.
Can you make
This is
goat
like,
armor?
This is like Trojan horse armor. This is
Wow.
cosmetic shit.
Yes, this is actual like cosmetic DLCs that have been announced from Konami.
Well, I mean, you
Oh,
get
okay.
you get to play as Kojima or like Gen 1 Snake, so
Yeah, that's another one.
why
that
not have a
pissed-
Trojan horse?
Yeah, another one that pissed people off. The tuxedo, a hidden item in every Metal Gear Solid game, is being made available as DLC only.
Yeah.
Lol.
lame.
Yeah. It's like
Well,
now,
that's Konami for you.
now watch them charge $5 for the infinite ammo headband.
Oh my god. Don't joke.
Who says I'm joking?
He's not though.
I want
Where's
you
the
to.
lie?
I want you to joke. Tell me it's a lie. I don't
Now,
want to
see,
believe Konami
I
has
would
become
think-
this piece of shit.
I would think that the chicken hat would give you infinite ammo, does it?
No,
No,
it
the
doesn't.
yeah, chicken hat allows you to be spotted like 3 times before the guards go into alert. Something like that.
Yeah.
It's Babby mode.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's, I mean, if you're at the point where you must wear the chicken hat, you're probably going to get spotted 3 times. I have yet to wear the chicken hat despite the game suggesting I wear the chicken hat. It'll do that. Like, if you get killed during a mission 2 or 3 times straight,
Yeah.
the game will say, hey, wear this chicken hat. It's like,
Mhm.
fuck you, game, you will not defeat me.
That's why they made it look ridiculous.
Wish I remember that movie that was. There's a big reference about putting on the hat.
Eh.
I said, I can't remember. Like, I know South Park made fun of it at one point.
Oh, was it Pulp Fiction?
What?
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
No. Damn it. Oh well.
You both
No,
lost me completely.
Don't,
Let's move
don't
on.
worry, it's not worth the
Yeah, let's get back on with some of our more juicier stories now,
Yeah, let's
since
go
we're
into
getting to
League
that
of
point.
Legends.
Bye, team immunity. Bye.
So, okay,
Bye.
where do we want to start with this one? Where this is a Oceanic pro team, right?
Yeah, this is
Yes.
part of the League of Legends OPL or Oceanic Pro League, which handles all their teams in the Oceanic region and Australia and such.
Keep in mind, most of these events are going to be Riot organized.
Yep.
So this pro organization has been banned from participating in any of the Riot organized League of Legends competitions because the owner of the team has failed to pay the players.
Neat.
Yep.
Right? Like they are supposed to be making income on the pro scene here, but apparently not. It does, however, suck for the players.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, do the players get any reparations out of this?
Well, nah, they've basically been kicked to the curb because they're not able to pay themselves, I guess.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is behind them not getting paid, but
I know the person that was supposed to pay them actually attempted to fake his death. It's not in this article, and I tried basically pulling it up, but sadly shit got pulled.
well, at the very least, they could always quit the team and try to join as an alternate for teams that actually will pay them.
Sure, the players are exempt from the ruling. It should only apply to the managers. So if they form a new squad and get a new sponsor, a ruling states that they'll be offered a slot in the next season.
Yeah.
Problem is,
They're never gonna see that money.
they are now toxic to management. I wouldn't want to sponsor these people.
Wait,
Yeah.
why are they toxic to management? What did they do?
Guilt by association.
Really?
Yep.
How?
People,
There's-
it's like businesses don't want to be associated with controversy.
Exactly.
It's like whether the players are guilty or not, it's going to be.
But like,
harder
no
on
one
them.
ever blamed them, did they?
You know what?
Nope.
I bet Martin Shkreli's gonna buy this team.
I think it's even worse because it is the OPL and
Me, Martin Shilley.
the
Martin
oceanic
Shekel,
scene
thank you.
for League of Legends is small enough as it is, so it's super hard for them to fight to see the world stage.
Right.
And then this happens, they lose a good team out of it. So you got less people. You got less people in the league, and less people who have a shot at making it to Worlds. And honestly, I'm kind of tired of seeing that shit show be Korea #1. It's like this year, I'm hoping the American scene actually shows something worth a damn, and not get their asses handed to them.
Oh, it's never gonna happen.
We won't.
Oh,
it-
COG made it. They're my great white hope.
We won't.
Like,
Yeah.
Frankly, people are getting paid to play the trashiest game ever released
Seriously.
with the worst possible fucking community.
And the gameplay is what inspires the fucking community to be
Right.
the way they are.
Uh-huh.
I've been saying this shit forever, and only now are people starting to agree with me.
Well, I've been right there with you.
Alright.
hey, since you brought up Mark Shekels, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, may as well. I mean, aside from
Shkreli?
that this Martin Shkreli guy does own a League of Legends team.
There's controversy surrounding him now.
Yeah, well, of course there's controversy
He's been-
surrounding him.
He's been one of the 3 biggest names in the news this week. So
Yup.
of course,
So he purchased the rights to produce and sell this particular drug called Daraprim. And Daraprim is used to treat toxoplasmosis. Toxoplasmosis being this parasitic infection that you get that really fucks your brain up, but the only time you really get it is when you've got a severely compromised immune system.
Like, for example, the
Like, for
majority
example,
of people that have
AIDS.
AIDS.
yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is AIDS doesn't kill you. It's the shit that you get when you have AIDS. Like, for instance, toxoplasmosis, which will fucking kill you.
Yep.
So Martin Shkreli basically said, give me $750 per pill or die.
And
This somehow is legal.
it's over a 5,000% increase from what they were when he originally started selling them, which was
They
like
were originally
$13.50.
$13.50 a tablet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is still a lot on a per pill basis. It's
Yeah.
a lot.
What's
I
it?
hope this guy's team gets banned just because he's him.
They've
Yeah,
definitely been talking
that's the whole
about
thing,
like the league community has actually been trying to bring up some cited rules within the user agreement, I suppose, to
They're-
say that they should ban him.
Yeah, they're trying to basically lawyer the way that the rules are written, that he's assigned, that his conduct outside of the league will basically be grounds for getting rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't really heard what they're. Honestly, haven't heard anything about what bylaw they're trying to pull him up on, but
We tried to pull up information on that just on the League of Legends subreddit, but every time something like that gets posted, it gets removed. And so I
Yeah.
I don't have anything to link
Huh.
what people are trying to point out here.
About the only thing that we have here to point out is just the teams themselves that he owns, and apparently the League of Legends team is Team Imagine, and he apparently also bought up a Dota team as well. Originally Team Leviathan, which I've talked to.
Leviathan was the League of Legends team. Like, he rebranded that to Team Imagine.
Okay.
Like, he changed the name of the team.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to figure out what was going on there. Like
Does
the
he
most,
have a Dota team as well?
that's what I've read up on, sort of. At least what I have here. Like
September
it's
23rd of 2015, Team Imagine rebrands back to Team Leviathan.
Lol.
What?
So 2 days ago, really?
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, either way, Team Imagine hasn't really won much of anything.
Yeah,
They're
like
not a big name team.
Right.
and hell,
Their last performance, they lost to, Team 8, I want to say.
So now they changed their name back.
Yeah, based on what I could find on a LoL esports wiki, they've won about $20,000 altogether in tournaments.
Right. Like, this is a bad investment on this ex-hedge fund manager's resume.
Maybe he just liked the game and wanted to get in on the ground floor of the esports scene.
Who
So he
knows?
bought a fucking team? That's not the ground floor. The ground floor is actually learning how to play it.
Wait, hold.
Kidding me?
It's like,
Wanted to get in on the ground floor.
I'll be right back. I've got some. I can't remember what the website is called.
He'll be right back. You go.
I'm gonna look. It's like I'm gonna look up his account and see what his like rank is.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Do we care, really?
this might be funny. Hang on.
There's nothing else to talk about,
It
man.
won't take me too long.
No, we got more articles, don't we?
We got
go
two
on.
more.
Like two.
It's like go ahead and go on. It won't take me that long to find him.
But hey, to be honest, we totally want to encourage people to shit talk this motherfucker. So you know what?
Let's see.
You also
Well,
told
he's currently silver 2 in rank 3s, but
This is
unranked everywhere
Mr.
else.
Shekel.
Yeah. Let's see. He's got only 252 wins in the game altogether. So he's.
So obviously one of the people on the team that he bought is playing on his account.
Let's see.
It's
No,
their alt.
Oh, man. Okay, what's wrong with this guy? Playing? Oh, this is over a year ago. Yeah, he doesn't play like at all. Like their match history covers about the last 10 games you played, and he's got matches on here from over a year ago.
It's if any members of the team get booted for being toxic, they just switch over to his account.
Yeah, last time he played was
Right.
3 months ago.
Because that happens all the time in LoL.
Of course. Whatever, make an alt account.
So,
Play
Oh
without
my
your skins
goodness.
or whatever.
these
It's not like you have to pay for the game.
It's true.
No, but you have to pay for some characters.
Well, sure.
Anyway, all right. So as I was kind of saying before, Dan went ahead and pulled up his account. I say we go ahead and open up the phone lines for anybody that wants to shit talk this individual, because honestly, fuck him.
Lol.
So you guys can reach us by calling up at GoodGameGuys1 at our Skype account. We also got another article coming up that you might want to weigh an opinion on,
Sure.
because it is kind of in that weird gray area.
I find it to be an absolute point of contention, but
So let me go ahead and get right into it by saying that what's going on is that apparently there's going to be a strike going on with video game voice actors.
The
Maybe.
big story.
maybe. They're in negotiations. The original article was released on the 22nd, and since then, SAG has gone into mini
Voting.
blackout mode
Mhm.
Yeah. While they tally everything up and discuss.
while they continue negotiating.
That too.
Hello?
But the
No.
what?
Hi.
Sorry, I thought we lost connection there for a second.
No.
It just. I hope that SAG dies.
Wow.
I hope that SAG stops being a thing. I hope we get new talent in the industry.
Meh.
I want to go to a movie and I want to see new faces of people that I don't recognize.
Thanks, Star Wars.
No, yeah.
I want to see more films with people I don't recognize. I want to play more games with voices that
Aren't
maybe-
Nolan North.
that may be just as good, but aren't exactly Phil Lamar.
Like,
Yeah.
You know things are bad in the movie industry when you have A-list celebrities in indie movies. I think I remember seeing a trailer for Jonah Hill in a indie film.
I wouldn't call Jonah Hill A-list.
I was gonna say
Well,
he's an A-list.
That's like the most recent thing I come. I think there was one with James Franco, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Nah, Franco's like bottom B-list. Jonah Hill would be like mid-C list.
Oh, but yeah, you know what I mean.
And then there's Nicolas Cage, which is in like a tier all his own.
Nicolas Cage used to be A-list, but then he started hanging out with Charlie Sheen.
He's in the Nicolas Cage list.
Yeah, anyway, some of the negotiations that the SAG-AFTRA wants to add to contracts for voice actors is like the first and foremost, the one that's going to be the biggest point of contention is these actors want a reasonable performance bonus for every 2 million copies, downloads, or subscriptions that a game gets, with a
Right.
cap at 8 million units.
Right, so I mean, do keep in mind that these games would have to be hugely successful for this sort of bonus to be paid out.
Yeah.
Well,
However,
if you're
it's
getting AAA players to do this, then
It's an unspecified bonus amount. Like, we have no details on how big that bonus is going to be. They claim it's going to be reasonable, and at the same time, they claim they're going to be fining agents 50 grand for not sending their talent to auditions.
wow.
Yeah.
What?
2,500 for actors who show up to serious sessions and waste time, which can be anything, so which is arriving late, checking texts while trying to record, etc.,
Right.
etc.
Not doing their job, essentially.
Right, effectively. But it can be stretched out because it's very vague terms.
Gotcha.
The
Like,
only
oh man, this guy went to the restroom twice this hour, he's fired. Or we're gonna fine the shit out of him.
Yeah, like the only demand that I think is reasonable is that they want a stunt coordinator on hand when they're doing motion capture work, which, okay, that's kind of fair. When you've got people trying to act out these crazy stunts, you're going to want somebody to make sure these people don't hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, the rest of that seems like such a big thing for the publishers hiring them. Like, honestly, like, depending on
Not
how...
to mention that when a publisher decides to sign on with SAG, they don't really get to have any non-SAG talent.
Yep.
They must go through SAG for the rest of their talent,
Fucking unions.
which locks anybody else that is not a part of SAG or has not managed to get sponsored into it from being a part of these projects.
Now, the usual argument that I've heard to counter it is kind of just a situation where voice actors themselves don't really make much money out of the video games themselves. I mean, one doesn't need to look too far into Konami's history of constantly screwing over voice actors.
Sure.
In fact, a fine example, just look at Silent Hills 2. Like, no voice actor is even being paid any form of royalty. Now, here's what I'm kind of wondering now. What do we say about situations like that?
That really is up to the voice actor in negotiating their employment.
Yeah, honestly, I'd have to...
You agree to a particular wage before you sign paperwork when you're getting hired.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, other outlets have said it's too early to weigh an opinion, because, yeah, the information that we do have about it is very one-sided. We don't know... Like, we don't know what the bonus is, what the publishers of games are thinking about these demands. Or
We don't have any meeting minutes or anything. We don't have any hard details
It's like, we
because
don't have
they've
any-
gone into media blackout. Like, we don't have any point counterpoint as far as their negotiations are concerned. As far as I'm concerned, fuck SAG.
Yeah, we don't have any details on how much voice actors actually make for these games. But yeah, honestly, if they go on strike, like, maybe some people will give in, but I could see most publishers just doing what all the other small names do and hire non-union talent. Like, I know NISA, the people who bring us the Disgaea series, they exclusively hire non-union talent because
And
it's a
then
lot cheaper for
They,
them.
they can't afford to hire SAG talent.
Yeah.
And
SAG
then-
talent has a huge minimum. Problem with being a member of SAG is you can't go and do an indie film with friends due to being required to have a huge minimum salary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And all of that doesn't seem to be a problem for Nintendo. Because apparently most of their voice actors are in-house.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah. Which I think is pretty cool. Like, aside from Charles Martinet and probably, like, a few others, like, main characters, it's all, like, their own programmers and designers.
Right.
I think more companies should do that, by the way.
Fair enough. I
It's
mean, like,
neat.
let's look at a more recent example. Metal Gear Solid 5, for instance.
Oh, my.
They may as well have just used an unpaid intern in Kiefer Sutherland's place.
Yeah.
Right? Like, did he really even
Sutherland-
bother to say anything that much?
The guy fucking says nuclear, for fuck's sakes.
Oh, my God. Seriously?
Yeah, and of
he
course
uses
that,
the Bushism?
and you know, that unpaid intern would probably have been David Hayter because he was willing to do it for free.
Oh, my God.
I know David Hayter was one of the names that was on this. Not in the article itself,
I
but
didn't
through his
hear
Twitter.
that, though. That he was seriously willing to do that for free?
Oh no, I don't know about. I'm not talking about that. I'm
Probably
talking about
not,
like
but
joining up
it
on
would
the
have been
list.
much cheap. It would have been much cheaper.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, what I'm talking about is him being one of the names that shows up on the list of voice actors that supports this negotiations, I suppose you would call it.
Yeah, there's a lot of big names tied to it already. Got
Will Wheaton, Phil Lamar, as we already mentioned.
Right.
Steve
Steve
Bloom,
Blum.
Jennifer Hale.
Is it
Ashley
Blum or
Birch.
Bloom?
It's Bloom.
Then why is there no E on the end?
I don't know. I'm not a languager.
Oh. Expecting English.
I still kind of find it.
Fair enough.
I kind of hate the fact that Will Wheaton is on that list.
Will Wheaton.
Well, he did do voice work. I mean, most
He
recent
did.
game I remember is Codename Steam.
He's an activist in general, though.
Yeah.
Are you okay with Ashley Birch?
Remind me who she
I'm
is?
in a weird place with Ashley Birch. Like, Ashley Birch isn't that bad of an actress,
Remind me who she is?
but...
Huh?
Tiny Tina.
Tiny T. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that girl.
Yeah, like, my real problem is with her brother, to be honest.
My real problem is with Hey Ash, what you playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that one, too.
What a derp thing to ever do, ever.
Yup.
Wasn't that written by her
Millennial
brother?
comedy.
Of course it was. So was Borderlands.
Ugh.
It was written by
Yeah.
who?
Anthony Birch.
Mm,
Her brother.
yeah.
God, that fucking asshole. I'll say it. He probably blocks a show
Some
anyway.
of his humor's okay. Like, Borderlands 2 is pretty good.
You like it because you like fucking memes.
It doesn't really have anything to do with memes, to be honest.
Hey, River.
I'm sick of it all just because I've played through it like fucking 5 times by now, but
Hey, River. What is that up in the... Is that a double rainbow? It's a double rainbow, River!
yes, they put in Easter eggs just like a lot of other games.
It's fucking memes, dude.
That wasn't really a meme.
Oh, well, I was Googling stuff to try to find more people who did this. I found a website that supposedly gives rates for SAG voiceovers.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, anything qualified under New Media Interactive, you get paid $627 for a 4-hour session.
Uh-huh.
That's it?
Well, that's 4 hours. It's like unless you have a really good sound engineer and a really good voice director, that's not a lot of voice work being done in 4 hours, especially if it's one person. Yeah, TV.
Well, okay, but they still get like dividends off that afterwards, right? They're not paid just for the initial thing, right?
Like I said, that's per session.
I was gonna say that's
Hell, it's $889 for TV.
okay. I get that.
So there's a lot of money in there.
It's not
I've heard
really
other rates
enough to live off of.
We're talking about 1 4-hour session. If you're working full time, that's half a day.
Yeah.
You also got to remember that, you know, if they're going to be involving
No, I was just
SAG rates for, you know, $627 per 4-hour session, you got to remember that there are games like Fallout 4 coming around that have 111,000 lines of dialogue to record.
yeah.
It takes many years, and of course many of these are different characters, but many of them are going to have very similar voices.
I was just thinking in terms of just like a one-off video game where, you know, someone from SAG might be doing one character, which would very well probably be only like the 4-hour session.
Yeah,
Well,
that wouldn't really happen though, because every other character in the game would then have to be SAG.
Yeah. If you're doing and besides, if you're doing a bit part, you're mostly likely going to be hired on to play a major role as well, because they're not going to just hire a SAG actor to do various minor roles.
Unless you're Will Wheaton.
Well, I said they're going to have you,
Or
they're going to
Fallout.
have you voice a lot, not just voice. Oh, here's this one character. He has this line in this scene, and that's it.
Well, no, I don't mean for one fucking scene, but I get what you're saying. I was just wondering if they do get royalties for, you know, every game sold.
That's really going to depend on their contract with their employer.
Like, honestly, I wouldn't trust this as a source. It's what it's claiming. So, just as a general idea, voice acting sessions make a lot of money if you're part of SAG. I've heard different numbers.
If you've got a long part.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do a week's worth of recording sessions, then end up out of that particular work for a couple of months, you know.
Anyway, is there anything else that we want to say on this subject?
Fuck SAG. SAG can go away.
So, no, I think we've talked it to death at this point. We'll go ahead and move on now.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and start moving it on to our last bit. And by all means, people, you can feel free to call in if you have something you want to say about the whole voice acting strike, potential voice acting strike, I should say. You can reach us at GoodGameGuys1. Be sure to call us pretty soon, though, because we are going to be ending the show within about the next 10-15 minutes. Shorter than that, maybe. So, while we wait for anybody that feels like calling in. So, this is interesting that I didn't even know really existed.
Yeah, I didn't either. Is this for real?
Yeah, this is for real. So, Grand Theft Auto actually has a hidden playable Bigfoot character.
What?
Yep.
And when I first saw this, I was wondering if this was part of that new add-ons that they were throwing in for free mode.
It's a temporary playable, like for one event, basically.
Yeah, you can play them during director mode as of the latest update to the game.
Oh,
There's
with
that
the replay
now.
editor that they added?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can do it with that after you do it the normal fashion in game.
By discovering the scattered around peyote plants.
Yep.
Apparently, it's far more specific than that. I was reading the article.
Yeah, there's a specific golden peyote that you have to find to get Bigfoot.
And in order to find that, you have to have already completed the game. There needs to be foggy weather. Needs to be some time between approximately 5:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. on a Tuesday in game.
What?
And you have to have collected all of the other peyotes.
And you had to spare the Sasquatch during the mission where you hunt a hoax down.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's within reason why no one's been able to try that until now.
But yeah, you're basically, after you collect the peyote, you basically have a hallucination where you become Bigfoot.
So you're doing more than just collecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, it's peyote. What did you think was gonna happen? It's GTA,
Yeah,
man.
You know, yeah, alright.
I mean, they had that whole thing where you drank the spiked slushy, and there was that whole thing where you're basically flying on over the city.
After being
naked.
I love
abducted.
the whole thing where Michael smoked a blunt and thought aliens were invading the world. Franklin walks up and hits it. He's like, man, that's garbage.
I love Trevor's response the most. Just like, holy shit, are those fucking clowns?
Oh god, yes, the clowns. I forgot about the clowns. That whole thing with the clowns. Jesus Christ. That was horrifying. Anyways.
Oh, man.
So yeah, after you do that, then you get some like achievement for being a cryptozoologist, and then you can use it in director mode.
Alright.
So just a neat little thing
Yeah.
that's like fucking impossible to get normally in the game.
Right, like something that would never happen.
But I think it's
organically.
I think it's funny that they had to data mine it to find it, because I think it would have been really way funnier if people found it naturally, and I think that was what was intended, because it's Bigfoot.
It's just a couple of people.
Just
like
a
2 or
couple
3
of people,
worldwide
yes.
to find it and like perpetuate this hoax.
And you know, and everyone thinks it's a hoax in game about being able to use Bigfoot, and then
Right.
it turns out no, it's just under really fucking specific conditions.
That honestly reminds me of that fucking Megalodon Easter egg in, which Battlefield was it? Was it 3 or 4?
Megalodon Easter egg.
Yeah, there was a Megalodon Easter egg in one of the Battlefields.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, dude, I got something to show you.
All. We can pass. Battlefield hasn't been good since 2.
Whatever happened with that couch?
It's still there.
Oh, the hardline couch?
Yeah.
It's in Hardline, and nobody plays Hardline.
Oh.
Maybe it'll make its way into Star Wars Battlefront, and you could use that to destroy TIE fighters.
Holy shit.
Come on, tell me you wouldn't play it at that point if they brought the couch back.
I don't know, I'd rather them throw in a random pod racer in the game somewhere.
I'd rather have, like, you know, the space battles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, you know, more than 5 maps.
Battlefront.
You know, all the rest of the good things that made the previous Star Wars Battlefronts good.
Right? I mean, they weren't great, but they were pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But in comparison, like, them nostalgia goggles are rose-tinted just because the current generation is shit-tinted.
Yeah.
But seriously, no fucking sidearms?
God, we're going back into this again.
It's still bugging me, man.
Yeah, no, there's a whole lot of... what? Dice, what are you doing?
Why?
You know, it's dice being dice.
It's like they got worse.
So anyway, doesn't look like we'll be getting any callers this time around, sadly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, alright.
You can only guilt trip them so hard.
I try. But we just gotta, like, do a Saw situation. Here.
We're gonna start sending our viewers anthrax by random, unless you start calling in. For anybody legal out there listening, this is a joke.
Or is it?
You know, we'll put an asterisk on it, just like we said the Pope is going to be here.
Yep. The Pope was here in spirit.
Oh, man.
Wow.
So, anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. You can keep up to date with any of our little shenanigans that we have for streaming purposes by hitting the follow button, where I do occasionally host other people, like Deg here.
He's a cool dude.
He really is a cool dude.
What are we talking about?
I don't know anymore.
That one time you played video games.
Oh, man. Yeah, I used to do that.
Holy shit, cop porn? What the fuck?
What?
In the Twitch chat right now. I
Someone's-
love cop porn.
Someone's faking dyslexia or something.
that's an oddly specific typo.
Cop porn,
Someone's
huh?
being the nutter.
Someone's being a nutter, indeed.
Yeah.
I don't recognize the name. They're not a regular.
They better be a regular now at this point. I want some cop porn.
Oh no, no! Don't invite that. What are you doing? Okay.
Cop porn.
Oh,
You've been a bad boy, Dag. You need to come downtown.
How
I
about
will fucking kill you.
can I watch? While you kill him.
You can help.
Nah. Then I'll get my DNA all over.
Hey, maybe we should
Have
make
the fun.
maybe we should make that a Patreon tier. If we reach $500 a month,
We'll kill
you can help us-
Jason. And release the
on
video
that,
online.
Well,
Oh, God. So, anyway, folks,
yeah. On that note,
That's never gonna
we
happen,
have crazy
by the
shit
way.
like this happen sometimes off the air, sometimes on the air. I don't fucking know anymore. So
Okay,
anyway, you
kill
should
it.
totally hit the fucking follow button right there, and you can follow us on our other social media outlets with the buttons that you just scroll down. In fact, you can even see it on the screen.
Buttons.
So, with that
Buttons.
said, this is Dr. Captain.
Buttons.
dig.
I'm Loud Kid. Buttons.
and I'm the NPC, and I'm gonna punch the loud kid if he says buttons one more time.
Jason, you should totally get Undertale and stream it.
Does it require buttons?
So many buttons.
Why do you want me to punch you so bad?
So
Good
is
night,
everyone here at the
everybody.
Good Game guys saying, good game, everyone?
You get